When it comes to a Sunday, a Monday after a loss, do you look at where a team like NIU falls in the rankings and then compare it, or is close not good enough for you guys?
No, obviously close isn't good enough. You know, you play the game to win the game. You know, when you evaluate and you look at where we are, it's been a theme. And you watch the football game afterwards and you see some unbelievable competitive. The one thing I can tell you about our kids is they're playing really hard right now. It means something to them. It's important to them. And in the past, that wasn't the case whatsoever. I mean, we can walk into any football game right now and be competitive with anyone, which is awesome. That's the step that we've made. We went from completely uncompetitive to super competitive. And now, and I've said this like a broken record, but I believe in this. The places that I've coached believe in this. You know, games come down to 5, 6, and whenever you're playing 1 versus 2, normally 2 plays. And you never know when those are going to show up. And what happens with our young football team is, you know, we're up and down. We're up and down in regards to preparation. We're up and down in terms of off season. We've done some good things, but not to the standards that is going to get you by those 5 to 7 plays. And once we figure that portion of it out, which, you know, that's takes a lot of work and a lot of concentration, we'll be fine. But it's hard to walk into the building every day and practice or lift or go to school like you're playing in the Mid-American Conference Championship. But when you look at those teams that we've been a part of or we've won, those teams that we've won championships, those guys walk in the building and the intensity of a Tuesday practice looks identical to what game day is. And right now, we've got a shut-off switch right now and an on switch. I said it after the game. Our Saturday walkthrough was exactly like a veteran organization. First one we've had. I mean, the communication was through the roof. The intensity was through the roof. The guys were locked in. And I remember looking over, I think, at Bob or Kid or whoever was in the room, and I went, man, that's the way it's supposed to look. And my message to them after the game was, that's the way it needs to look all the time. And what will happen is, it doesn't guarantee you anything, but when you have that type of urgency, that type of demeanor, that type of uncasual characteristics, you're generally going to make those 5 to 7 plays more often than you are not making them. And that's where we're at right now. We can make them, we can't. You know, it's up, down, around, and you know, that's the consistency part, and that's what you're fighting against right now. This next stage in our development, in my opinion, is the toughest. You know, we went from completely uncompetitive, no chance at all of winning, to now, hey, we're competitive, but now we're into the part where winning's hard, and it's that 5 to 7 plays, and when the guys look at you, especially young, the old ones know, they figure it out, but those young ones look and they're like, you got to be that way Monday through Friday. Yeah, you do. You know, that's the difference. So that's where, you know, teaching a young team how to win is challenging, but I love it. I'm having a blast. Our kids got great attitudes. We just need to get over the top.
Are you a small victories kind of guy? Like you said, the walkthrough was great and you're able to put up 24 points and whatnot. Are you a small victories kind of guy, and do you see it that way?
Right now, you have to be, and we won't be here soon, but you have to be. And it's been a methodical, step-by-step. You know, my first 2 years here, I was through the roof and out of my mind because we just wouldn't do anything hard. We wouldn't do zero the way that, you know, a winning program's supposed to. And now that at least we're in the right direction, the foot's not off the gas, but now it's just completely teaching. It's, okay, you got to have urgency here. You got to do this. You got to do that. So, you know, our staff's enjoying our time, and our players are enjoying it. And, you know, we know as a program there's some urgency and some intensity to push this thing over the top. And we're going to get there. I know we are. The team knows we are. Our coaches know we are. But it's part of the process.
maybe it's just me. It's coming off of a loss, and you still seem like a breath of fresh air. There's still excitement. What is it about this program that keeps you excited, even after back-to-back losses? And I mean, you're seeing what you want to see in these guys?
Vision, it's not looking, not looking past, not being able to see that, being able to look way past and in the future. And we're going to win some more games this year. I mean, the misconception is that every single game we're going out and we're trying to win. But we also know in the big picture what the formula is to winning. And we're on schedule, and that's why I feel good in terms of going from not being able to even remotely compete to having a chance to win. We can win the rest of our games, and we can lose every single one of them, but at least we've got a chance. And but in the big picture, in the back of my mind, and the reason that I keep bringing it up now is I don't want to start this process in January. When I'm talking to you guys about this, I'm talking to our players. I don't want to start this process in January of how to win. We're trying to figure it out now in these next 5 weeks, and then when we get to the off season, we're gonna really learn, what elite programs do, so we don't lose those 5 to 7 plays. So the misconception out there is that we're not just packing it. Heck, no, we can win the rest of our games, but we can lose them too. But we want to have the big vision and understand that there's a way about doing business all the time, and that gives you a chance to win those 5 to 7 plays.
You guys are right there. Maybe exchange some of those field goals for touchdowns, and you're on the other side of things. How do you keep this team moving forward and not to backtrack?
Well, I think they see. Where we can go. I mean, it's frustrating, especially for a young guy. Just like it's so frustrating. They have it right there and they just can't grab it. And I honestly believe that they recognize the things that and the messages that we're trying to preach. We went from week 1 and 2 and 3, and I know this is a small thing. We had study table trouble, and last week and the week prior, not one guy missed study table. That's a step in the right direction. All those little things, I don't care what anyone says, all those little things translate to the football field. I've had some quarterbacks before that were unbelievable on the field, unbelievable in the weight room, and they weren't good students, and they never translated into good players. So there's a way. That's why this game is so cool. I mean, we're teaching guys to do things the right way to go win us games, no doubt about it, but then they can go translate all this stuff into real life and have a chance to be super successful. So we're close, and it's encouraging right now, and looking at a guy like Brooks, Carl Brooks. My goodness gracious, if you would have said to me that he would have elite actions and do things the right way and not have trouble in school and not have trouble in this and work really hard and be a leader 2 years ago, no shot. And now he's awesome. Needham, I mean, I had Needham stand up in the team meeting room, which was unbelievable. And that guy couldn't make a field goal to save his life last year. He was the worst practice player I've ever seen. I mean, he was killing cheerleaders out here. It was awful. And he completely 100% changed, and completely every single thing he does is urgent, and he's an example of what we want to get to with everyone. And there's a reason he's 9 for 9, leading the country in 40 yards plus, because he does it out here, and his mindset is ridiculous, his intensity is ridiculous, his focus, his concentration. He's playing like he's trying to kick the winning kick every single day in practice. And that's where we need to get, and that's why he's having success, and that's why he's having consistency. And but we need to get everyone doing that. So I'm so happy for him. I can't even see straight. But just like I said, it was crazy to watch. But Liggs has done a great job with him, but he's changed completely, and that's why he's having great success.
I know it's early. What do you see from Eastern Michigan that that you can go after?
Well, I know Coach Creighton in that organization. I've complimented him when I walked into the league. I remember being at Boston College, and there was some crossover game that I watched Eastern, and they're doing a good job. You know, that's not an easy place to win, and he does a really good job. You can tell that they're wired the right way. They play extremely hard, which that's a compliment to any coach. When other coaches see that they have great effort, they do. They play really, really hard together, and we gotta get rid of those 5 to 7 plays. We're gonna go out and we're gonna play hard, and we're gonna give ourselves a chance, but we got to get over this hump of those 5 to 7 plays.
Coach, Devon Ferguson had 17 tackles. He was everywhere on the field for you on Saturday. What's he been able to do to step up his play? And some of the internet's starting to chirp about him potentially being a Sunday guy now. What's he been able to do to kind of elevate his play?
He's just a good player. High energy, older. What you see in practice what you see in the game is what you see in practice. Again, these successful guys and guys that are playing well generally are doing things, pretty good out there, on the practice field. And he practices really hard. He's high energy. He's smart. He's tough, and he's a playmaker. And he's a guy that can cover. He's a guy that can tackle. And let's not talk about Sundays too. We need him in our program one more year. And we have him in our program. We get older. We're gonna have a chance to have a heck of a ball club next year. But we're trying to beat Easter right now.
Any more questions from you all? I think I have potentially one or two from Dylan on the call, on the Zoom call. Dylan, if you want to have a question, you can unmute and ask.
Yeah, hi Coach, Devon Ferguson with the Courier. My question is, I'm doing a story on Levi Gazaric. I was just wondering what kind of player he has been for you this year, what kind of addition he's been to your team this year so far.
I love Levi. I loved recruiting him. Great family. And he's a guy that everything's important to him. He wants to be super successful. He cares. He's one of our leaders in terms of he's got a great vision of where we're going and how we need to get there. And he's doing something that's difficult in my opinion. Playing 2 sports is not easy. And he's managing it quite well. But I love Levi. I love him. And he's I never have to worry about him in the classroom. Never have to worry about him off the field. So he's doing a really nice job, and he's going to blossom into a really good player and a really good leader in our program.
My follow-up to that is, how do you think he's been able to balance being a full-time student along with being a 2-sport athlete so well? Yeah,
he takes care of his business, and you have to take care of your business if you want to try to do what he's doing. It's not easy, to be able to pitch and to play tight end, especially in our offense. Our tight end does so much that it's not easy. But he's managed all the phases of his life really well. He's doing great off the field. He's doing great in the classroom. He's managing baseball. He's managing football, and I know he's good with his family. So he's doing well.